Alright, welcome to Disc Golf Traveler video blog. I'm Kyle, brought to you by Disc Golf Traveler. Today, we're going to go over the drive. You drive for show, that's what they say. So if you want to put on a good show, let's pay attention. You know, we talked about those grips before. So, you know, for a far basket, big hole, get out your big boy driver. I like to use some nukes. You know, you're going to get that power grip going on with your fingers underneath. Good grip with your fingers. I mean, that's all good and safe. You got the perfect grip. But if you don't know how to throw and you don't have good form, the disc ain't going nowhere. So the first things that you're usually going to do is when you're learning, best thing to do is throw from a standstill. That way you practice only focusing on your arm. That way once you get your arm perfect, you can get going with, you know, your X step, getting your feet, getting your whole body. But right now, we're going to work on just, you know, your arm kind of motion, getting that down. So a good thing to do is your preparation. When you're preparing to throw, preparing to drive, what you should be doing is you're going to point your shoulder that you're going to throw with. So if you're right-handed, it should be your right shoulder. Get that pointing straight at that target. That way, mentally, you know exactly where you're going. So you can get there. For your feet, you can either go, you know, shoulder width apart, a little bit further, depending on, again, what's comfortable for you, what you're going to feel you're going to have the most success with. So you can get your feet spread apart, bend those knees, and remember, you want to be athletic. This is a sport. This is an activity, so you got to be athletic. You're going to get pointed up, extend that arm out, mentally look and mentally visualize your shot. Because once you start mentally visualizing, you know, sports psychologists say that's the best way to have success. So mentally visualize your shot and where it's going. So that's going to be your prep phase. Now for your actual throw, you're going to have the load, you're going to have the explosion, and then the follow through. That's going to be parts of your throw. For the load, you're going to bring that disc all the way back. You almost want it straight, almost so that shoulder is going perpendicular to that line that you were just with. So you're going to bring it back, drive straight through your chest. You're going to lead with your elbow. You don't want to be coming out here when you're throwing. You're coming straight across. You want this disc to stay as close to your chest as possible. Coming straight through and level. You're not coming out here. If you come out here, you lose your speed, you lose momentum, and you're not going to get a good snap, and it's not going to have a very good flight. So when you pull through straight through, you're going to get the best snap, you're going to get the best accuracy, you're going to get the best distance. So you're coming through, driving through, your wrists should be cocked. This is what it's going to look like. This is where you get all that snap from. So you're going to have your wrists bent a little bit, and when you get to this point, you're going to start to snap and whip your arm through. That's going to be extending that elbow, kind of straightening that out, and then snapping that wrist at the end. It's almost like you were trying to snap that towel. It's going to be a nice, quick snap. When you're doing that, it's coming through. That's going to be the last thing. Coming through, extend that elbow, snap that wrist. When you're throwing, important thing to remember is start slow, finish fast. You don't need to try to get to here as fast as you can, but it's more of from here, and then from here, this is what you want really fast, really hard. That's where you're going to get that snap. That's where you're going to get that rotation of the disc, which is going to get that disc flying out far. So after you snap, you need to follow through. If you don't follow through, you're not going to get your full power. You could injure yourself, or, you know, you could just be releasing over here, and you're not going to have very good accuracy. So when you're throwing, you need to follow through. You may look a little silly doing it, you may not feel comfortable, but once people see how far you're throwing one of these discs, they're not going to care. They're just going to be watching how far they're going. So remember, bring it back, come straight through your chest, snap that wrist, and follow through. You might look silly, but this thing's going to go a country mile. So that's going to be awesome. So let's go through this whole thing again. Get your preparation going, get your focus. Mentally think about the shot and see where it's going. Then you're going to load up, bring that disc back, bring your weight to this back foot, because you need to transfer your weight from your back foot to your front foot. Just like if you're swinging a baseball bat, swinging a golf club, a lot of sports movements, you need to transfer your weight from back foot to your front foot. So you get your weight transfer, you're loading it back, bring your disc all the way back, you're turning your trunk, then you're coming through straight close to your body, and then snapping that wrist at the end. It's going to look something like this when you're driving. I'm not that far away, so I don't need to really throw very far or throw very hard, but you're going to want to get it at that basket. I'm going to throw it pretty decent for you so you can see what it's going to look like from a standstill. So my target's straight out ahead. I'm going to be looking at it, mentally visualizing the shot, bring back for loading, come through and snap. Alright, here's full speed for you. And that's your shot right there. That baby's gone. That's out of here. Alright, so remember those tips, and you'll be good.